Hi, everybody. We're sorry we're late, but welcome to Read, Watch, Play. Tonight we're going to talk about our weekly comic haul, and we're going to give our review of season 1.5 of The Tick. So, without further ado, I'm your host, Tony Cox. With me, as always, is
Clifford Barmer.
And let's jump right into comics right away. This is going to be a relatively short show, so we apologize for that. But, let us know what you guys think. What comics did you read today or this week, the last few weeks, that you were excited about? I actually read a Star Trek comic, but I'm going to wait until I read some more. And it was Star Trek To Bold To Go, and it actually is ending next month. So I'll probably wait until next month to talk about
Probably the right time for it. Oh, wait, this is the one that shouldn't end, really.
Well, this is the Kelvin timeline,
yeah, I know.
which I think is fine. There's still rumors up in the air about whether or not there's going to be a fourth movie. I think there probably will be a fourth movie.
Do you think?
Because the show has been so popular, Discovery. So I think that they're going to try to cash in on that one more time with a movie.
Do you think it'll still be, what's his name there? Kill Bill?
Oh, Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah.
I think that his ideas will be the start, and then they'll.
Ever since they were talking to him, it was like, oh, it's gonna happen, maybe, and then stuff happened with he's an abusive director, and then all of a sudden
he has come out and apologized for that stuff, and I'm sure upon reflecting on it, he has he's come to the realization that maybe his tactics during that time was not the best.
Yeah. I did almost try to kill some of my performers a couple times. I mean, it was just tough stunts.
You got to get those shots, man. You got to get those
I know, but that's why you hire stunt people.
Exactly, and there were no stunt people on that day. Anyway, Google it if you want to know more information
It's a hot mess.
It is a hot mess, but I would love to see a Star Trek movie.
There's a lot of those movies I can't watch the same again after now.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
I completely agree, and I've had those thoughts about can I enjoy certain movies now after knowing
there's
some of the
certain
creators
things,
behind them.
I know it sounds crazy, right? I can still watch The Cosby Show. I just block him out of my mind.
Yeah.
I love Felicia Rashad. I love everybody else.
That's true, yeah.
But a lot of people can't. Like Stephen Colbert, just said he flat out he just can't.
Yeah.
Right? I can't separate the monster from the work.
Yeah.
But the graphic detail about the stuff in Kill Bill,
yeah.
I'm just like, I can't watch this because I know too much truth.
Yeah. Sean is saying that he's reading Punisher Platoon.
Oh, good.
By Garth Ennis.
And if you're lucky, it won't be rebooted in 2 weeks.
Chris is excited. He picked up a What If Venom Possessed Deadpool. That's got it. That sounds like a cool comic. What If Venom Possessed Deadpool?
It'll be funny if nothing else.
Yeah. And Sean also says he's on episode 11 of The Tick. So we'll try not to spoil. We'll go right up to that episode. We'll talk. We won't mention anything in the finale because it's if you haven't seen it, it's well worth wrapping it up and watching it.
It's gonna hurt me to talk about the finale. It was very cathartic for me.
Yeah, it was. I'll mention some. We can talk maybe a little bit about some of the emotions that some characters were feeling and stuff, and maybe a scene or two. But as far as the plot details go, maybe we'll skip that.
Yeah,
so, all right. So, what did we read? That's the question. So let's jump right into that. We're going to start with Flash number 41, Last Flash Standing.
So so forgive me because I've read everything half asleep. So let's just do it. So it's a Wally-centric story. So I'm super excited. The city is frozen by the Speed Force. He wants to save everybody. Another evil speedster. Woo! Barry is locked.
A new one?
Yeah, another one. Or one that I'm less familiar with.
Wow.
And of course, he wants the real Flash. So that's a fun mess. Barry, as you know, is all funky and depowered and I'm the whole issue. I'm like, is Grodd anywhere? Grodd was all over.
Did Grodd show up in the last?
Yeah, Grodd was all over this last issue, and now all of a sudden Wally's dealing with all sorts of stuff. So I guess Grodd is still responsible. He's just kind of oh, that's right, because the super speed wasn't curing his illness.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm sure he backed off.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
Oh, hey, Eric. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Eric. So he just backed off, and
yes, Brian. I think we have some of your Milk Wars here, as a matter of fact. your newest issues of Milk Wars are
Oh,
currently
Bryce.
sitting on the counter. So.
That's right. I have your Milk Wars, and I have what else did I get him? Oh, and I got you the Terrifics #1.
I'm also going to read the Terrifics #1, so I told him not to spoil it. So.
Yes.
So anything else important happened in this issue?
A little bit of Godspeed.
A little bit of Godspeed.
A little bit of Godspeed.
Okay.
As you remember, he's locked up and he's
Yep,
like trying to
yep.
make amends, but he's still crazy. So, but
Still in Iron Heights?
yes.
Okay.
But how crazy is he? Like, he actually did help Barry. He didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, he was like the sanest one in that issue where they're in
Very.
where they're in Iron Heights.
And he seems like focused on wanting to. Ooh, can't wait. I love it for Brian. He seems like very interested in trying to help.
Hey Chris.
Kyle Jordan, the Greenland Corps. more fighting with Zod.
Was there an alternate cover of this?
Of
I feel
course
like,
there is.
or was it Action Comics also?
No,
had
this
Zod
was
on the cover?
yeah. Again, both of them had.
His one cover was really
Chris.
cool. It had Superman, Zod, and I guess Zod's kid.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Action Comics, wasn't it?
And yes. So again, great big woo for me. I love this. Milk Wars. I'm just gonna say a big woo. And again, like I will ruin it if I talk about it since it's the final issue. But it's Doom Patrol versus Justice League. Have you seen?
Look, there's a comic inside.
Okay, isn't that
There's
funny?
a comic inside.
So like, and it's really funny what they do. But
What in the world? Is this gonna spoil anything if I show this?
no, just show it. It's totally
So
random.
this is I don't even know what the deal with this is. This is a panel from inside. So these are
Isn't that
There's-
great?
they remind me of who's that Legion member?
Bouncing Boy.
Bouncing Boy. Is
That's
that
exactly
this
what I
is
was.
a play off?
As far as I'm concerned, yes, because I couldn't think of what else it could be.
That's amazing. These guys are doing some crazy stuff in this series.
And it's good, but it's a good kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's like nice, cohesive crazy. I'm happy with it.
Very cool.
But yeah, good story, and of course, more Steve Orlando and Gerard Way. So I very much like it.
Oh, so what's your woo? Where's your woo boo scale on?
Medium woo on Flash because like I'm still caught up in the story,
Yeah.
but I don't feel like too much happened in the issue. Big woo on Zod. I still feel there, but I like the action so much. It gets me. It gets bonus points,
Yeah, okay.
right? And then all this deep brooding Hal stuff that's going on as he's prisoner to Zod,
Yeah.
right? And it's so good. Plus, we get to see Zod not just being a regular old monster, which I really like.
Yeah, Chris, Lobo is one of my favorite characters too.
So, Doctor Strange, guess what? I didn't pick up part 1 of Damnation, so I did not get to read this. But I have been enjoying everything.
This is a part 2?
It's the continuation.
Oh.
So, like, you need to read Damnation #1 that came out last week, which I didn't, and then you read this. The Demon Hell on Earth, issue 4. Brad Walker, one of my favorite and beloved friend of the show, beloved artist, very good. And of course, he's on artwork, and this continues the adventures of Etrigan and Madame Xanadu, and
Wow.
so again, a solid woo here, big woo on this. There we
Oh
go.
yeah, this is the cover. Can we get this full screen at him? This is the cover I love. I almost picked this up just for the cover alone.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that is great.
Old Zod, Lore Zod versus Superman. I love it. Again, a really good issue.
Yep.
And it's so funny because this has gotten so like progressive, you almost forget this is a Superman Booster Gold adventure. Like it's so great that this is happening parallel to the Green Lantern story.
I was just gonna ask too. Is it's set in the future in relation to the Zod Green Lantern story, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is in the future.
So like they're in Jakul, like enslaving the people, convincing them they're their gods, and then this is the future where they have completely like overtaken this planet.
Chris, you know what, Chris? You should do Lobo cosplay. You should put that on the list because I bet you'd rock it as Lobo cosplay. So next up is Justice League America.
Yep, more Steve Orlando goodness. And hot off the heels of the Queen of Fables storyline and of Batman Metal. So, and it's so funny because as usual, you don't really know what happened on the pages of Batman Metal. All you know is Batman is back, and there's stuff to be done, and things went crazy, and Lord Havoc made it back to his home world to cause trouble, and he needs to be stopped.
Very cool.
Finally picked the hardcover version for the backstory for Negan.
Oh yeah, because that was released in like I forget, it's Images magazine, Image Plus, I think.
Yeah.
They released like a piece of it over the course of last year, and then they released a hardcover of all of the issues,
Right
which is pretty
on.
cool. So yeah, we have it upstairs, I think. So
So much to my chagrin, the Venom Poison X storyline with the X-Men continues. I really wish it had been kept to one annual. The last issue was okay. To read this issue, you have to read what happened in Poison X, in Venom, and like I didn't have it, so I can't tell you guys much about this. If you are enjoying it and you like Venom, great. If you're really in it for X-Men Blue, I mean, I would pass. I would pass
Wow.
until it's over. I feel bad, like, and I like it, but
Yeah.
like, you know, oh my God, Wonder Woman, oh my God, for the life of Steve Trevor. Okay, the artwork is so phenomenal. If I just needless to say, huge woo. The artwork is so phenomenal. You know, Steve has like been battling like Darkseid's warriors, the Fatal Furies. He's been fighting them to protect artifacts from Apocalypse from getting into Darkseid's hands, especially because we know Darkseid is alive. So Wonder Woman has to go in for the rescue. And of course, you know there's a whole bunch of emotional tension between them. But it's a great issue. Great issue.
Very cool.
And you all need to be reading Wonder Woman. It's like the book that like people aren't paying attention to that they should. Like this book brought back Darkseid. Okay, she's got a brother. They did that Silver Swan story, which I thought was great. It's Steve going after the artifacts. I love all of it. It's wonderful. Thanos, great series. You should be reading it. Also, why does Marvel keep trying to reboot stuff? I don't want them to reboot this. This book is amazing. They need to leave it alone.
This is has the new
Cates.
wstill taken over? No, this is the
Danny.
creator, right?
Yeah, he's still amazing. And so
This
this
is well, he's unfortunately he is off of this title.
Right, because they're going to reboot because it's just
Yeah.
stupid. Like Marvel rebooting now is like one of the worst ideas they've ever come up with. I'm really disappointed. I think it's lame. I think it's just,
are they rebooting? I
It's-
thought they were just refreshing all the creative teams.
oh, they're just refreshing. Oh, they're what a bunch of new number ones. They're just refreshing.
Oh,
Tony.
I didn't. Are they new number
Oh, yeah,
ones?
it's just
I was not.
It's
I was,
just a refresh, Tony. It's just a refresh. Remember the new 52? It's not a reboot. It's not a reboot. You don't know Superman's origin anymore, but it's not a reboot. It's
look,
okay.
technically, that wasn't a reboot. That was an interlude.
Anyhow, we need to stop falling for this garbage with these companies. We need to hold them accountable to tell us quality stories. Because guess what? Okay, I am tired. I am tired.
Hashtag Cliff Rant.
Hashtag. No, I'm serious. Like, I picked a few freaking be right back tick time. Good. Cram it in, Sean. Cram it in. Because let me tell you.
Hey Joe, you made it just in time for a Cliff Rant. So hold on to your butts.
Look, I don't know about the rest of you, but $3.99, $4.99, all the, no, like it's just it better be great. I want to be entertained. Okay, it is ridiculous. There's lots of entertainment. There's more stuff to stream than ever before. Query, by the way, 8 episodes on Netflix that are amazing, and I dare any normal human not to cry through episode 1, but I am not a normal human, so I didn't. But episode 4 fired the mercury spear right through my chest and brought the tears out. Just sharing. Anyhow, all this money, this is a small week for me, $42. I can't deal. I cannot deal. This is no bueno. I like a lot of the stuff. We need to work it out, Marvel and DC. DC, you're doing really good. You just stay right on track. A little less going crazy with these artist-driven things. Although I love the Terrifics, so let's not get don't listen to me too hard. Just maybe, DC, let's do a little talking. Marvel, let's do a lot of talking because, get together. This issue is great. The origin of that future Ghost Rider is here.
Oh, great.
Of the
Ghost Rider?
Cosmic
Yeah.
Frank Castle Ghost Rider.
Cosmic Frank Castle Ghost Rider?
That's who he is this whole time. So great. And that brings, out of Marvel, I'm back to Terrifics. I have been waiting for this forever,
I'm excited
and I
for this, too.
love it, and it's good, and my heart is a little bit quivering over Phantom Girl, because I love the Legion of Superheroes, but I don't know who the hell this is. It might be her. We don't know. They toy with your emotions. But for those of you who don't even know what Legion is, you won't even care. It'll be, this is so great. It's wonderful. It's very, let's play with the idea of being the Fantastic Four. And then like it gets like super adventure-y, and also.
Whoa. We're gonna have to hold this up. This is too big. This is too big for the table cam.
But look at that.
Look at this cover. Look at this. Look at this.
And I like how that's like Dr. Doomy, you know, like a little bit.
That's kind of exciting that they're sort of like.
And then the the terrific family. Yeah.
That's sort of exciting that they're sort of going the Fantastic Four-ish route.
Yes. But it's great. Yvonne Hayes, Jeff Lemire, Joe Prado. This book is full of talent.
I did pick this up this week. It is in my backpack. And
Chris goes like, Ghost Rider, you have my attention. Yes, pick up that Thanos.
Did you
Pick
hear
it
him?
up.
Frank Castle, like Punisher, Ghost Rider,
Yes.
Cosmic version. Like those are three words I never thought would come together and create like one of the most epic superheroes of all time. So,
Or something. Epic something.
super somethings.
Super something.
All right, so that's gonna do it for our what did we read section.
So pretty much everything is like a go for me. Mm-hmm. I mean, like if I had to like narrow, like if I had to go like there's just 3 books you need to buy this week, then like I would go Thanos, Terrifics, and then I would be really torn. Wonder Woman was huge for me.
Yeah.
But also, I really love Justice League of America, and of course, Milk Wars. Yeah. So Milk Wars is in by association because like you got to complete it because I've been talking to you about the whole series. Buy this series. But Wonder Woman was great. Thanos amazing. The Terrifics amazing. Were those like my best ones? And then of course, like if you want a really fun story, the stuff that's been going on in Doctor Strange has been very good.
Very cool. All right, well, let's.
Chris Coe's gonna add Ghost Rider Punisher to his.
He has a Ghost Rider costume, which I'm hoping we can connect and maybe get together for Free Comic Book Day, which is May 5th, by the way. So put that on your calendar, Chris. All right, so let's
and it's not conflicting with a million things this year.
Not in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly.
At Kerwin's, it may be conflicting with a couple of things, but
right, but nothing that can't be controlled.
Hopefully. I'm hoping there's not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Regional that day. Crossing my fingers.
That would be rough, but nothing Infinity Stone can solve.
That's true, because that releases the day before, right?
Yeah,
it releases the day before. All right, let's move on. What did we watch?
Yes!
And we watched, which, by the way, I thought this was coming out today, The Tick.
Weren't you so excited that it was sooner?
When I saw it, I was like, oh. So as you guys may or may not know, if you haven't checked out our New York Comic Con special episode that we did,
you might want to go watch that immediately.
Go watch that after you watch season 1.5 of The Tick, because we talked to the cast of The Tick and we asked them. We couldn't really ask them about season 1.5.
No, but it's hilarious the way that I keep drilling them.
Yeah.
And then, of course, what we actually see happening. Yeah. One thing we did get was the actress who plays Dot telling us about, well, I don't get a uniform, but there's some stuff I wear that's very uncomfortable. And then it was all I could think about in the last 2 episodes. I'm like, there's those boots. Yeah. There's those boots.
Yeah. Joe's with us. Joe produced that segment, actually. So thank you very much, Joe.
You're awesome.
Deadpool and Ghost Rider. Oh, really? You have a Deadpool? You have a Deadpool cosplay? That's pretty cool. All right,
Joe's
so
like The
Tick.
I hope Joe watched it. You gotta support those people, especially Yara, who still tweets with me. Yeah, and that's all I care about. I'm like, yay!
All right, so when we left The Tick,
Arthur finally made his heroic debut.
Arthur was captured by
and then
Terror,
and thrown into Terror.
and is shown that the Terror is alive and is there and is wreaking havoc. And so these episodes and in I think the first episode back, he discovers that Dr. Karamazov is right next to him, who built the suit that Arthur wears. Which I'm still confused. Is it a bunny suit or a moth? It's a moth suit.
It's a moth suit.
It's a moth suit. Because they do say that in the episode. So he has to escape, and Miss Lint helps him escape. And he tries, he doesn't realize that it's all part of a bigger plan. And
although, one thing is true. Like, she doesn't really care.
No.
Which is great.
it's what I love about her journey, Mrs. Lynn's journey in the second half of the episode is she sort of because she misses the Terror because the Terror was her mentor.
Yes. Which is great because those scenes in the early episodes are amazing.
And then once they reconnect, like that whole relationship really like is a gem in the show.
Yeah.
And now we sort of transition to because Tara's been gone for what 10 years, 15 years, something like that.
Yeah, right because
15 years. Yeah. And now that she's back with her mentor, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And she realizes that, and she slowly sort of comes to the realization that you know her desires and goals that maybe have changed and do not always align with his. But Jackie Earle Haley is amazing. Like I was so impressed.
He does such an amazing job with Crazy, by the way. Just because he's just so crazy as a Terror.
So great. The whole like music thing and like the drumming stuff. Like I love it when a show or a movie puts music into the episode that is there for a reason that then becomes the soundtrack for a scene. You know, like in Mad Max Fury Road, or in this, you know, the Terror doing the drum thing as Arthur's escaping, like just all of this stuff is so layered and nuanced. It's absolutely brilliant. But he could be pro jazz, Joe. You're right. But I really enjoyed all of the characters' like journey completions. Even the Tick. You know, thinking at one point that he is a Russian robot, you know, like he's the newest model of this Russian robot, like, and the sense that he, like the relief that he finally figured out who he was, even though that's not true, and then the disappointment after the fact when he finally realizes that he's not a robot, and that sounds silly, but it's like the emotion is there, and I love that this show takes the moments to breathe and have the emotion and relationship between the characters, and it's just so well done, and just like they mash so many like genres and tones together.
Oh my god! And how about Arthur and his sister Dot? You know, constantly not wanting to like they're it's just really strange because obviously why wouldn't she want to be part of this? She lost her father too. Yeah. Right? So, like, that's there. Then Arthur's like, no, you're not made for this. And she's just like, oh, but you are. Like, it's just so funny. Like, no, neither of you were made for this. But destiny has brought you all into play. And let me tell you, I love the idea that the show has point and counterpoints, right? On the heroic side, destiny is moving us forward. And on the villain side, nothing really matters. Right? Like, kind of. Like, that's probably like Miss Lynn's like big turnoff too, with the Terror. Like the Terror's plan. Like, what's the secret to defeating the Terror, Superior? His plans never make sense. Yeah. What is all this? Why are we just using all of our villainy just to steal and make money? And he's just like, that's pedestrian and pointless. And I'm just like it's just so amazing how like it's the two different things. And Arthur, like in the car, realizing that everything is culminating on the day that his father died, and like it did just an amazing job on the destiny and the fact that
and on the day that they're commemorating
the Flag 5
the Flag 5 memorial, like it's
and how hilarious is Straight Shooter versus Onward. Sidekick, mascot. I was the fifth member.
Yeah. It was. They did such an amazing job. If somebody had told me how the show works and what the show is about, I would have said I wouldn't be interested. But to watch it unfold and to watch all of these actors are so talented and so amazing, and they make it work.
The one thing that I said that was true when we interviewed them, it's more true as the series ends. The chemistry between the actors is incredible. Everyone is able to, and I still want Miss Lint and Dot to have screen time together, because the only time that they see each other is when she's posing as Paloma, which she throws in her face when they re-encounter each other.
That's right.
You know, she's like, I don't know, Paloma. She goes, you tell me, Daddy. And it's 2 seconds. But it's it makes me want them to have to fight each other or be forced to rely on each other to escape something. I want that to happen. And of course, the way everything ends up in the air, all that is possible.
And what about Tinfoil Kevin?
He is so
He
great.
has become like
He's their
and then-
Mr. Super Scientist.
Oh, and
he's
then-
their Alfred.
I know. Well, it's and he's in this giant robot head,
Yeah.
and like Karamazov is there, and they're working together, and then like they all culminate at Arthur's apartment, which has been destroyed, but then picked up from Kevin, and like that
How
becomes their
about
headquarters.
well, right, just Chick had always wanted to be the headquarters,
yeah.
and how bizarre and amazing the grocery store owners come into the apartment,
and
right?
yeah.
And again, is that ruining too much if we say that? Because
Why they're there?
Yeah, because they're caring for.
I think we should leave that out.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, like, that's not ruining the final episode.
No, not the final episode.
No,
but in case anybody has
there's a character in the cast who you've seen having some issues prior to this, who ends up in the Tick's apartment, and then the grocery store owners actually like move in, even though they feel like it's the end of the world.
Well, he asks him, he's like, "Do you need help?"
Yeah.
And that was important because up until this point, like he has felt that Arthur has been a nuisance to him,
Right, and he
the
hasn't
Tick's been a
realized,
nuisance.
yeah.
And then when he sees them actually doing some good and working with people that are
heroic,
known as
yeah.
heroic, he then offers his assistance, and him and his mother come in and actually help take care of someone, and you know.
And it's so, and you know what's great? Everybody who's a little bit heroic in the show moves on a similar theme. They came to help, even though his mother sits there with the coffee and still doesn't think they're going to be able to save everyone. Like, she still is sitting there thinking, we're probably all going to die. But they're doing their part. And it's just so weird, and I get chills thinking about it, because I wonder, was this a subtle thing unintentionally? Was this the way the writer wrote it? Was this something the director added? Was this just the magic of the chemistry of great character actors bringing characters to life and adding emotional depth? Is it all those things? Is it little pieces of it? Like, this is what fascinates me about when you're bringing things to life. You know, like, I love this. Like, I love when I watch a show and two characters end up doing a dance segment, and you find out that the dance segment happened because these two people were great dancers, and it happened like that, and they took the take, and it worked. And it makes me wonder about the show, like, which elements were driven, which elements were so natural that they're like, yes, this. But all of it works. Whatever all these things were that were in play, they all worked. I loved every second.
I really enjoyed this. I actually enjoyed the second half more than the first half,
Yeah.
and I feel like having breaks like this really allow you to digest it.
Well, look at Discovery.
Yep, exactly. And when you come back into these shows, you come at it from a new perspective, from like a fresh set of eyes. You're not fatigued by binging it, and I think that that's important. I really appreciate that Discovery actually released the episodes on a weekly basis as opposed to all at once and binging it. And I appreciate having little
Hulu
break
does that. I mean, The
episodes.
Runaways came out week to week.
I did watch most of the first episode of The Runaways.
Oh my god!
So
Please.
I'm gonna try to.
Please add it to the.
I have,
bring it up to the top.
I have such little time to watch stuff these days. It's insane. I'm behind on the CW shows right now. So,
Again, bring Runaways up.
Okay.
Because I feel the other stuff is catch upable.
Okay.
You know, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, especially come on, a lot of CW episodes are skip worthy. Although I will. I will.
I am in love with Legends of Tomorrow. Right now.
Okay. I actually want to
Did you
say
see this week's episode?
Shh. No, but I want to tell you.
Because-
I want to tell you.
oh
Wait,
my
let me
God.
tell you. I do want to take that back a little bit because I've been very pleased with Flash this year. I've been very pleased with Supergirl this year, with as far as like how they're moving the story.
You know what's interesting? I have
and very pleased with Legends.
Legends of Tomorrow has turned into
One of
just
your
the last
favorites.
has turned into my favorite CW show right now. Supergirl, to be honest, has fallen a little flat for me in the last few episodes.
But story-wise, it's still moving.
I'm starting to get bored with the episodes.
I mean, did you like the episode with what's her name? With like the New
I
World
don't
Killer?
remember what you're talking
The
about.
New World Killer.
Oh, the New World Killer.
Yeah, I thought that
I
was
don't
pretty
even
good.
remember most of it.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought that was actually good. The battle in the subway and whatever, trying to like bring her
It was
to
Battle in the Subway?
Yeah.
Wait, was it this week?
No.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, it's just been really, I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm just like,
I think you just need to go back.
And same with
See,
Arrow.
Patrick
Arrow-
said Runaways is great. Thank you, Patrick. No, Arrow's flat for me, but yet still I don't hate it the way I hated it in season 4.
Well, the thing I love about Arrow is I almost don't want it to be Arrow anymore. I want it to be the Terrifics. I want to watch that team do their thing because I'm just like, these guys. I'll tell you what, there's a
lot of fun with them.
There is a rumor that Roy Harper's coming back.
Yes.
And I think that'll refresh the show for me a little bit because I really enjoyed his character and I really hope that he's back for an extended,
I hope he's back for extended, but I was following his Instagram maybe he's back for the finale.
Oh, okay.
Because I was watching his Instagram, he seemed to only be there for a short time, which makes me think 1 or 2 episodes. But they do love to just bring him back,
I'm really glad that they're bringing Wally West onto
To Legends. Oh, yes.
I'm very excited about that.
Because they need to do something with him. And it's so funny, when they pay attention to him, he's a little bit awesome. And then they don't know what to do with him, so they write him away to something. Like fighting. And then they do something horrible. Like, what do you mean? You were in Blue Valley? You were fighting Starro? And we didn't get to see it?
Yeah.
You bastards!
I was a little upset about that. So, that we didn't get to see Starro. And Flash is still good for me, but even then I'm like, I don't know. There's just something missing for me.
You didn't like the mid-season or the Winter Olympic break episode?
Which one was that?
Where DeVoe took Jinx's body.
Oh, yeah.
I liked that episode a lot.
I
was a little horrified by that episode too.
It was I don't know. I was not like crazy woo about that episode. Although that was a little WTF moment when he took all their powers, right?
He took their powers
and then
left them for dead.
And then he put his mind into Jinx's body.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the fact that his wife is just like not happy.
I'll tell you what, the end, I was not crazy about that episode. But the end of the episode, I was like, oh man. And I saw a picture on Facebook of Iris in a speedster outfit.
Yes.
What's the deal with that?
I don't know, but I can't wait. I don't think she's going to be.
She's going to be XS? That's the first character I thought of when I saw her.
Yeah, that outfit reminds me of XS.
Yeah.
And oh my god, could you imagine if it's XS? It's not Iris at all. It's their descendant. That would make me happy.
Or Iris from another Earth. She's the
where she got the Speed Force, yes.
Oh, all right. Now I'm getting excited. Now I'm like,
right. I prefer that to regular Iris.
My wife, by the way, every time I watch The Flash and my wife is watching it, she claims that every time Iris is in a scene, she's wearing a bathrobe. All of her outfits, it's a bathroom.
Because they do the cross section.
They do everything. She wears this like big puffy like sweater
and
thing,
and how about that jacket with the crosses
yeah.
off?
So she's always like, why is she's always wearing bathrobe?
And then what about what
I'll be watching it. My wife will walk in and go bathrobe and walk out.
What about when she's actually in a bathrobe?
Every scene she's in a bathrobe. That's what she claims.
Oh my god! We should write to the what do you call it? Department.
The wardrobe
department is being like, stop dressing her. Like, oh wait, no, finally, when she's in that costume, you can show your wife, like, look,
she's not in a,
and her wedding dress.
And her wedding dress. Although I'm pretty sure she claimed the wedding dress looked like a bathroom too. So, I don't know. But
elegant bathroom.
Yeah.
I want Mark Hamill back as the prankster. We all want Mark Hamill back.
I want he's supposedly I don't know how true this is. I think that him and James Gunn just had a funny Twitter exchange, but everybody's claiming that now Mark Hamill has a part in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because he talked to James Gunn over Twitter.
He should.
I mean, Mark Hamill should be in everything. I'm going to be honest with you. When I saw Mark Hamill in Kingsman,
yes,
I was like, he clearly hasn't been exercising his acting muscle. And then I saw him in The Flash, and I was like, okay, but that's kind of like
this is something he's done.
Yeah, he's done this. This is like an exaggerated character. Then when I saw him in The Last Jedi, I was like, holy crap, this dude can act, and he is really good.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I want to see Mark Hamill in everything.
Let me tell you.
If his career does not skyrocket now.
Yeah. Can I just tell you that watching him in Last Jedi, I really sat there and went, for what it's worth, regardless of how everyone feels, this is an Academy Award winning performance.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
at least an Academy Award nominated performance. It was really good.
No, I mean, of all the movies I saw last year, I'm sorry, that was Academy Award winning for Best Male Actor. Well, for last year, right? We're not going to count it for this year because this year I'm fired up about Black Panther. But like,
Remember when you? By the way, I thought about this. Remember when you wanted to do our top 10 Marvel movies before Black Panther came out?
because I just knew how I was going to just shake, rattle, and destroy our
And I was
list.
like, no, we have to wait for Black Panther to come out. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I could ever do that list again. But I just, oh, and his live action Joker. Oh, if he did live action.
Yeah,
Joker.
I would. Yeah, I think we've moved past him being a live action Joker.
Yeah. However, Earth 2 prankster Mark Hamill. Remember for the episode of Flash?
Oh yeah, he was.
That
very-
was good.
That's right. He was very Jokerish in that.
Yeah. Which
I would take that again.
Yeah.
I would take Earth 2 Prankster again. Any
You
day.
know what? Okay, so this is the thing with shows and and focusing on leads or whatever. I'm gonna give it to Supergirl for being the most creative and like outgoing. That episode of Midvale is amazing. Where it's
Oh, the one where they go back to their house.
right.
Oh,
That is a fantastic episode in which the stars of the show are not the stars of the episode, even though their characters are.
That to me is like the we call it the Lower Decks episode.
Right.
Which is from TNG, where the entire episode is told from the point of view of these junior officers that you've almost never met, and you see a mission, a secret mission from their perspective. There was also an episode of Lost where they took it's Palo Lies, where they took these two characters and told their story up until the point, and they actually end up getting buried alive. Spoiler alert at the end of the episode. Excuse me. And that same with Midvale, it's like, oh, we're gonna take young Kara and Alex and make them like have the story, thing going on. So,
But like, I would have loved when Oliver was dead a couple of episodes on Diggle. Now, of course, we did get a couple of Diggle focused episodes again because the crossover was so consuming. They had to do episodes that focused on other people. So we got the Midvale episode. We got we got a couple episodes of Diggle and Arrow, and that's good. I would love for them to be less afraid to do that in the future. I would have loved an episode of Flash that was like entirely Wally,
Yeah.
and Wally even gets to be the hero in that episode for whatever reason. And there's a quieter story about Barry for a second, just a little bit, just like a little bit of a break. I don't know if it's a contract dynamic, a power dynamic. That's just, we just don't do those things.
I honestly think what it is, this is my speculation, is that it's a story break issue.
Yeah.
Is that they probably have ideas, they just haven't been able to break the story and have it fit or work out the way that they wanted to, and so they just haven't done it.
It could be, but there's a lot of lame episodes, especially last season of Flash. There was, I going back, revisiting it, because I hated Savitar, right?
Yeah.
But revisiting it, there are... Did you really? Evil Barry?
I loved it.
Really?
Yes, you don't remember us arguing about this?
Oh my god!
I loved it. I thought it was
probably was like so horrified I blocked it out.
Probably.
Just like I want to block out that there are people out there who like Final Crisis. Like I have to put up a mental shield. You thought the idea that Barry was his big bad for season was just great?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
I,
I'm a sucker for those like facing your inner demon stories, and I like the uniqueness that this one played.
It went on way too long. If it had gone on to the mid-season finale, I would have been okay. I don't know, man. I didn't love it.
I liked it because they preserved the mystery of who he was up until the reveal. And I
had already started to begin guessing it because every mystery, every show, you meet all the players in the beginning. Right? And I'm like, we've met all the players. I can't imagine that it's Wells. I'm like, it's gotta be Barry. Yeah. And they just did in the comic not too long ago with Blue Speed Force. So I was like, here we go. It's gonna be Barry, and then boom. And again, and it's weird because when other people go, like for instance, the captain. What's his name?
Captain,
whatever.
For what?
Come on, Captain Discovery.
Right. Oh, Lorca.
Oh, right. So, knowing about Captain Lorca, going into, the mystery was building, it's like, oh, I think it's Captain Lorca. And then it's like, when it was revealed, it wasn't bad,
No, and I mean, yeah, I agree with what you're saying, because, because I saw the Lorca thing coming. I suspected it, and then sort of my suspicions were were called, and then I was like, oh, it is, and then it was, and
then it was brilliant.
and it was still satisfying.
Exactly. Like, it just, right. Whereas, like, with the whole Barry thing, I was like, oh my God, this was exhausting. You know? Like, so, no, I just, that season was bad, and I'm so happy we're not dealing with speedsters. Like, I am loving this season for that. And of course, the villain's named Clifford, but still. Oh my God, how about the VLM? Turning his name being Clifford.
Was his name
The
Clifford?
VLM and the tick is Clifford. Very large man.
They named him after because he didn't have a name before you interviewed them.
That's true. And let me
Just
tell you,
saying.
it would have been very easy for them to edit it in. I would have been very happy, you know. But I won't know. But I'll tweet them and find out.
Headcanon. That's it.
Whatever.
All right, so let's wrap this up with thought bubbles. Although I feel like we just did that.
That was a savage thought bubble.
So a couple of announcements. Kerwin's is doing a news show on Thursdays. Very quick. It's a news, KGS News. Every Thursday, we're going to release a 2 to 5 minute clip. It's me basically talking about all the upcoming events, pre-orders, set releases, sales if we have any, and any miscellaneous information that we want to deliver to you guys. That way, it's really easy. You can catch that every week and see what's coming up as far as activities and events happening in both of our locations and online. So check that show out. It's usually posted to our YouTube and to our website Thursday afternoons. Also, if you are a big Magic fan, there's the 25th anniversary of Magic is upon us, and they're celebrating with the Set Masters 25. It's going to be very hot, very popular, and very limited. So if you are Magic fans, get your pre-orders in on our website at kgsonline.com. Anything else? You got anything coming up?
I went to NonCon over the weekend.
Oh yes, how was NonCon?
Which was
our
hilarious.
gift store had a booth there.
Yes, they did. Okay, so like, I had no intention of going. Okay, the college, and it's not NonCon anymore. It's NSCon. It used to be NonCon, and then it started to sound like non-consent, and then that got nixed.
And it is on a college campus.
It is a
Vassar.
college.
Oh, sorry. Was I not supposed to say that?
I didn't want you to, because I was just gonna say I don't support that con because the college really doesn't support the community. So like,
So it's not Vassar. It's some other.
well, anyhow, I'm really not interested, right?
Right.
And so my students were doing polar plunge for Special Olympics in Fishkill, New York, which was at Camp Mariah on the Fresh Air Fund, reservation, which was just great. And so we did it in the morning, and then like people were like tweeting me and messaging me, "Are you gonna make it? Are you gonna be here? Kerwin's has a booth, blah 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 blah." You know, like all these things where people just think that I'm going to be there. So I dragged my friend Chris, who's an alum.
I mean, you are Convention Cliff.
Like, but it's weird because like it's just funny to me that like people would think I would be there, and I kind of get it. Like, I got it more that day as it was happening, but it's just kind of like a thing. Like, I've never gone. Right. Like, I've never been there. I've constantly avoided it. You know, one time I went just to help set up. I didn't, and I still did not stay. And there are some good kids there who make it happen. But every year it's new people. It's very nice that they've kept it going for so many years. I think it's over a decade. They've kept this going at the school. But anyhow, I went because I wanted to be supportive. So I saw the guys at PAL Comics. I tortured Steve Kerwin a little bit. I ran over to his booth and then I immediately said hello to Felipe and got a picture with him. And then, of course, I was like, well, I'm messing with Steve. And you know, I got him to stand up and, you know, and then I reminded him about his obligation to me for San Diego. And then I took off. And my friend Darlene was there selling pictures that her sister drew, which was great. And it was just really nice that everyone got to see me and I got to see them. And so that was like really the positive of it. And like next year, I guess like, you know, I'll have to like make some sort of arrangements to like actually like try to like be part of it. Because like everyone was like, oh, play a game with me and whatever. And I saw the guy from PAL Comics and he was lovely. We talked about DC Metal. I saw Steve Lancevich from, you know, Champion. It was lovely. We talked about Pokemon and paintball, but like separately. It was good. Sunday, the same friend Chris, we spent time making stuff with those canisters from like they're called easy canisters, right? It's ISI, right? They're like the ones that they use at Starbucks to like do the creams and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So we made a mushroom soup espuma, delicious with mushrooms, shallot, heavy cream. You puree it.
Not a fan of mushrooms.
No. This is amazing.
It was.
Right. Like, Brian doesn't like mushrooms. Brian loved it. Brian's like, what is this? Like, I could puree it to death, and it is fantastic. And then you, right? And then we did an espuma of whatchamacallit, cauliflower and curry, and then a lemon ginger chicken that I made. So for the lemon chicken
Oh, I saw the
infusion.
picture.
Yes.
I saw the picture. Yes.
Right, and then of course we did a chocolate souffle for dessert with
Now you're
a
talking about
raspberry glaze that I made and a raspberry whipped cream.
I'm hungry.
Okay, very good. Anyhow, so like all that just to share with you guys my weekend, and I've been going crazy, and it's almost 8 o'clock, and we're done.
Yeah, I'm hungry. You're gonna go make me dinner now. Okay.
No.
All right.
That
So
took 4 hours.
thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. Sorry the show was a little short and a little late today, but we really appreciate you joining us, and thanks for the great conversation in the chat. As always,
Yes.
you can tweet us or Instagram us at Tony on a Mountain and Clifford NY on
Cliff
Twitter.
NY on
and
Instagram.
Cliff NY.
We're gonna like have to add like a special bubble for me.
So again, thank you for watching. We will see you next time.